Hello everyone, it's Miss Fulmer. This video is going to explain a multiplication strategy called partitioned rectangles. The essential question for the lesson is, how do you solve multiplication problems by partitioning rectangles? Hi everyone, I just wanted to quickly preview our important vocabulary words for this lesson. Today we have 3 vocab words, and they are partition, decompose, and the distributive property. Our first word, partition, means to divide a shape into smaller shapes. As you can see in our example, we have a rectangle and is then partitioned into 2 smaller shapes. Our next word is decompose. Decompose means to separate a number into smaller numbers. For example, I can decompose the number 14 into 1 10 and 4 ones. Our last word is the distributive property of multiplication. This property allows us to distribute a factor over terms inside parentheses. For example, we have 2 times the quantity of 5 plus 3. That is the same as saying 2 times 5 plus 2 times 3. Just a reminder, we can always find our vocabulary words in our student reference book. We can either use the online version of our textbook, or we can always use the hard copy at school. I will quickly show you. Our vocab words are found on pages 305 and 311 of our textbook. I am on 311 right now. Just a reminder, if you can't find the glossary, right over here on the side there's the table of contents. You just click on that and then find glossary at the bottom. Here's our word partition, and then if I click the back arrow to go back to page 305, right here I have decompose, and our last vocab term is the distributive property of multiplication. It includes the example I showed to you guys, and it also provides another example. For this multiplication strategy, we decompose the numbers we are multiplying into smaller parts to make it easier to multiply. First, you should draw a rectangle. Then, you decompose the numbers you are multiplying into smaller numbers. For example, for the multiplication problem 45 times 9, you can decompose 45 into 40 and 5. You then write 40 plus 5 at the top of the rectangle and write the 9 on the side. Then you split the rectangle into 2 pieces. In one side of the rectangle, you multiply 40 times 9 and get 360. And in the other side of the rectangle, you multiply 5 times 9 and get 45. Then you add 360 plus 45 together to get a final answer of 405. So 45 times 9 equals 405. Remember, when we use partitioned rectangles to solve multi-digit multiplication problems, we have to decompose or break apart a large number into smaller numbers. This allows us to use the partitioned rectangle to solve easier multiplication facts and then add the products together to find the final answer.